Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho, ho!
It's bedtime story time with Santa! Grace's Dad by Fiona Hunnisett. Now, let's meet Santa.
Oh, good evening, and welcome to this bedtime story with me, Santa. I shall be reading a story every evening in the lead up to Christmas, so I do hope you can join me for more. Tonight's story is called Grace's Dad by Fiona Hunnisett. Grace's dad was so embarrassing. He was always pulling silly faces and making rubbish jokes, but at Christmas he reached a whole new level of cringe. He sported a different Christmas jumper each day and even wore Christmas pyjamas. Grace was just thankful he couldn't wear them in public. Worse still, when they went shopping, he donned an elf hat and sang a Christmas carol just as her arch-enemy Megan appeared. The sneer on Megan's face made Grace decide there and then that she would be put in for adoption. There was no way she could start high school next year with a dad like this. So, naturally, Grace was dreading the school Christmas concert. She was doing her solo, and if her dad started singing along, she would literally die of embarrassment. How relieved she was when he told her he had to work, and that her best friend's mum would take her instead. The concert started well, despite an out-of-tune violin rendition of the First Noel. Then Father Christmas arrived and gave presents to the youngest children. When he'd finished, he sat on a chair at the edge of the stage, and then it was Grace's turn to sing her beautiful rendition of Silent Night. There wasn't a dry eye in the house. She grinned at the applause until "Go Grace! Go Grace!" came from stage left. She blinked in shock at the gyrating Father Christmas as his beard slipped to reveal to the whole school that he was none other than her dad. If a hole could have swallowed her up, it would have been a blessing. She could see Megan smirking. Grace would never live this down. She ran from the stage and out of the hall. Grace's dad faltered when he saw her leave, but his job wasn't over. The musician struck up the final song. In the corridor outside, Grace put her head in her hands as her dad boomed out, "I wish it could be Christmas every day." What a nightmare! "Grace, what are you doing?" She looked up to see her best friend, Emily. "You're missing all the fun. Your dad's brilliant," Emily said, disappearing back inside. Finding that hard to believe, Grace peeked through the door. Her jaw dropped a second time. Her dad was rocking it with everybody, and even Megan and the crabby maths teacher, Mrs. Brent, were up dancing. As her dad finished the song, the hall went wild, and her dad, being her dad, couldn't resist an encore. "Join me, Grace," he called. All eyes turned to her. The whole hall chanted Grace's name. She had no choice. What a finale it was! Grace and her dad belting out the Slade classic, with the whole school joining in. As they bowed to tumultuous applause, she felt so proud that he was her dad. He wasn't so embarrassing after all. Well, until he gave her a huge kiss. Just a little bit embarrassing. That's what dads are for, isn't it, children? Now, I hope you've enjoyed the story this evening, and maybe we'll see you tomorrow night. But now it's time for sleep. Off you go. Night-night.
That was so much fun. And if you want to meet Santa for a chat, ask your grown-up to visit santacalls.online.
No, you've got to go to sleep now. Bye.